Okay. Today, we are here to react to episode 21 and 22 of Samurai Champloo. We are in the end game now. We've been on a bit of a roll. I feel like the episodes have been, pretty good for the most part. It does feel like we're getting closer to that conclusion. I mean, we're jumping into a part 2, and I think you said that the part 1 that we watched might have been your favorite part 1 of the series. It makes me even more curious to see if it's going to stick the landing and be your favorite 2-parter. So let's just jump in and find out. Let's start with our first reaction, our reaction to episode 21, Elegy of Entrapment, verse 2. If you'd like to see the full, uncut, unedited, uncensored version of this reaction and all of our previous reactions, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod or click join somewhere next to the subscribe button on this video. You can even try out our Patreon for free for the first 7 days to see if it's right for you. But with that out of the way, on to the reaction.
It isn't my eyes that see them.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
To be honest, I'd hoped this day would never come. I wished our journey could have lasted forever, but I guess that's too much to ask.
Who are you?
In the armpit, too. That's like getting a paper cut between your fingers.
Maybe we could rest for a bit. You never know, Gene might decide to come back.
The only way he's coming back is if he gets kicked in the nuts.
Can't you ever say anything intelligent?
When you start, I'll start. Come on, can't find the sunflower dude with you sitting on your ass.
We need help! There's been an accident! It's the bridge! The rope bridge outside the village! It's collapsed!
Isn't that the way Gene went?
They did.
Those are Sarah's.
Someone was on the bridge?
We found someone!
Hey, she's
Oh, damn.
Believe she survived.
There should be someone
Who?
else, a man.
The only person we found here was her. Hey, don't go down there! It's dangerous!
Mugen!
Shut up!
Oh, shit.
You think he could have made it?
Even if he did, the moron can't see a damn thing without these, right?
Those are for show.
Don't worry. We'll get her back on her.
Those are for show?
They've been for show the whole time. Is that real?
Her injuries
A
don't look
disguise?
serious. You guys
Just
are welcome to
because?
stay here as long as you like.
If
But I
it's a-
feel like there's been times where he's been trying to read something and he can't read
I
it because of his glasses.
feel like
So they're
that
for
too,
show?
but-
Was that a joke?
it could have been just an act that he was putting on.
But like,
I was going to say it's a bad disguise because it became one of the defining features that people
someone
were
was
like
someone
using
was
to
yeah
track him.
yeah. There
Oh,
was a
sorry, I paused it.
there was a person looking for exactly that.
I'm sorry. If I hadn't asked him to come with me, this wouldn't have happened. Tell me, Fu. Are you still going to Nagasaki? Well, yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Slit her
for real.
freaking throat right now.
Mugen! Sarah woke up and seems okay.
Oh.
Take over for me, will ya?
He noticed
I'm gonna
the
see if maybe I can find Gene.
the way that it broke. It was like a slice.
So he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Found these in the river. I think they're yours. Tools of the trade, huh?
I'll be waiting by the river.
Down, down, down by the river. Yikes.
Wow.
I've nothing against you personally. This path is the only path
They're
I
looking
can choose.
crazy in this episode.
Yeah, everybody's looking
Everyone.
If I don't do this, my son dies.
See?
crazy. Yeah, we called that. We knew that. Yeah.
I want to see if you really had what it took to kill him.
He's like, fuck.
Careful, Mugen.
Guess I don't have to go easy on you, do I?
They look so human.
Yeah, they're crossing into the uncanny valley territory. They're not quite there, but.
Oh,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
the
whoa.
grippers.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ew. Ew.
Spread.
Foul. Nasty.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh my
whoa, whoa,
God,
whoa,
that's her
whoa,
fucking
fucking rock
technique.
tornado.
Hey. She's fucking crazy. What is she? She's not even fucking human.
Easy on her. I've banged swords with a whole lot of people in my life, lady. You're in a league of your own. Never fought anyone like you before. But your ass is still mine!
She kills both of them.
I mean, shit, I don't know. Mugen might get her.
Fu's gonna come out and...
Distract her and then fucking dead.
Oh my God.
What's going on here? What are you guys doing?
No, she's too good. Like, she's
Who the hell are you?
scary good.
What I can't see, I can sense.
What?
Inside of you looms a simmering storm of hatred and rage. But perhaps what I'm actually sensing is sadness.
God.
You've never once been loved by anyone. It's as if you're just like me.
You trying to say you can sense my moves before they even happen? What a load of crap!
Will you stop it?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's fucking done.
Get away! Get back!
It's the teeth and the eyes that are, you know.
Yeah, they made a choice. They made a choice.
Don't kill him.
Yeah, I don't know what she is.
Back here, bitch!
Oh,
God.
how are they getting out of this? Oh my God, he looks so different. I thought that was her. I swear to God. His long hair. Look at his hair.
He looks regal.
You may be the first guest I've had here. Stay as long as you like.
Thank you, but I'm afraid I can't.
Now, don't you be in a rush. Takes time for a body to build up its strength. Are you hungry?
I mean, you're dead.
Well, forget it. I'm just messing with you. I'll leave it over.
I'm just
You want
joking.
something, you can get it yourself.
I'm just joking.
Wow.
Believe you fell for that.
That was funny.
Why?
That was
Why
funny.
are you tormenting me?
I wanted to see how far you could make it if you had to. Relax, I'm just playing around. Guess I'll get you something to eat now.
Come on, hold still.
How did the other thing? How did the other thing heal? He's throwing up blood.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the show went in a whole different direction in these two episodes.
Long enough to come outside, huh?
Like, it's a different show, but in a good way. Like, I really like it.
To catch a fish, you gotta think like one.
See like a fish?
They go with the flow. Move against the flow of the water, the fish feels it, darts away at the last minute. But if you don't fight the current and flow with it instead,
Whoa.
He's like, I'm using that shit next time.
oopsie.
Oh,
This guy fucking rules, dude.
Some fish get away anyway.
If I lost you, I don't know what I'd do.
That blind chick. She was pretty intense, but I didn't get the feeling that she wanted to kill me.
Whoa.
Still, that bitch might be able to take me.
What the fuck is going on?
that was scary.
Is it supposed to be?
Much for your help.
You're leaving? Too bad. I was hoping to jack you around some more.
Whoa.
Oh my God. What did he say?
What were y'all doing?
He freaking jerked him off?
He said, Jack.
Oh my
I
God.
wanted to jack you off.
I was hoping to jack you off a little bit more.
And you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime.
Oh,
I'm sure you know this old Chinese proverb.
The old proverb.
What you're talking about. I ain't no damn teacher.
You never told
Bro,
me what
I
your
don't,
name
I
is.
do not like this.
Musashi Miyamoto. Gotcha again. That guy's been dead forever. It's Johnny, if you really gotta know.
it's Johnny.
Come back again sometime.
He's the spirit of the forest come to life to teach Jean a valuable lesson.
You lost your composure. Did you become attached to them? It's not just your life you're gambling with.
See, they're everywhere.
Did you forget that your son's fate rests in your hands as well?
Maybe there is something fucking supernatural going on here.
Something wrong? I want the job finished by tomorrow.
You up?
Jeez. I think you're dead, and the first thing you ask is if I'm hungry. Even a ghost would have come up with a more thoughtful line than that.
It's cleaning up after his ass that keeps getting us hurt.
What are you talking about?
He knows what I'm saying. He went off with that chick, even though he knew she wanted to kill us.
What happened to her?
I don't know, but she's one serious badass.
I know.
Jean.
It would seem that for whatever reason, someone has been investigating us. She had obviously been ordered to befriend and accompany us.
She said something about her kid's life being on the line.
Well, if that's true, then someone's forcing her to do this.
But who could that be?
We've dined and dashed, snuck through a checkpoint, and, oh yeah, killed people.
But I hardly think the people we've offended could have hired an assassin of her caliber.
Got a point there. Well,
It's your papa.
regardless of who sent her,
It's your fault, Fu.
that bitch is trying to kill us. Chances are we're gonna see her again.
Soon. Very soon.
Like now.
Kinda figured that.
Just like a fish.
Huh?
Fish use the water surrounding their bodies to sense what will happen next. You can't fight the current, you have to flow with it. If you do that, you might just catch the fish.
Let's see what the fuck is going on here. There she is.
If you really feel this is what you gotta do, then
She looks scary.
do.
After all of this, are you still going to Nagasaki? Right.
Mugen.
She's like, fine, we won't go. We won't go.
Yeah, for real. I'll give up looking for him.
Oh,
He doesn't want to be found. That's why they're getting taken out. What kind of weapon is that?
I don't know.
It has a name.
You can't
Oh.
fight the current, you have to flow with it.
Oh my god. What the fuck? What the hell?
Why'd you do it? Why'd you pull back? You know this. You had me cold.
I realized something. My son's been dead for a long time now.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
They've just been using me.
Mm-hmm.
Then fight them.
The government hired me.
The government.
I just want you to live.
New weapon?
Damn it!
Never mind. That was great. Best two-parter so far. Best two-parter.
I think so. It was a little jarring, the art style change. I'm sure there was like a director, like an artistic director, like switch at some point.
Yeah.
Because this is like the most different art style we've seen in the series ever. It hasn't really changed this drastically.
Yeah.
But as it was going on, like I was kind of just forgetting how it looked before.
Yeah.
And when it did have those serious moments, like I was taking it more seriously, if that makes sense, because of the art style, because it was so like, it was like realism mixed with, you know, like animation. Like there was a lot of, I assume maybe like rotoscoping happening, not only with the fights, but with the movements too. It felt more intense. And I think obviously that was intended. It was intended to do so because of the episode and the nature of it. But I really liked it. I liked how she came to that conclusion. I mean, she probably knew that for a while, but wanted to keep that hope because it was like the only thing that was keeping her from like going off the deep end. But they probably killed that kid a long time ago. Yeah. Because I don't know if she's seen him or whatever. I got like a weird implication that like Sarah, like, I don't know. Like I was gonna say like that's his mom, but that would be crazy because I don't think he knew his parents. But that wasn't really. I don't think that was. That would be insane. And I don't think they would do that because he's been like, I want to get with her because that's kind of crazy. But
well, I just think that she just has a very motherly sort of like, you know, way about her. She's an incredible like warrior that I do think is like tapped into some crazy shit. Like she.
Well, it's just her senses. I don't think it's anything but that.
But I mean. Yeah, sure. But we've seen other instances of people in this show who are able to do some pretty incredible things. Like we saw with the man on the bridge that fought Mugen. And maybe, you know, maybe she's just an incredibly talented warrior.
I think it was definitely, because I think there's a lot of things that kind of tie in, like Jean's glasses being for show.
Yeah.
Like,
there's something
is
there.
that? I mean, I think it just ties into like everything's not what it seems with every character,
and the significance of it being something related to his eyes. Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that not everything is what it seems, and she was hired by the government. So what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they be going after them? I think it has something to do with the samurai who smells the sunflowers, which is Fu's dad. But also like how much harder it's going to get for them.
Definitely.
Because she is hired by the government, and there's probably more people like her. I mean, they had a fucking super close call. Like, they could have definitely died.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if she wanted to kill them, she could have killed them.
Exactly. So I think that's, what it is, too. And...
Yeah, I really do. First of all, I agree with you. I thought this was one of the best two-parters of the series so far, and it does feel like this is what we were building up to the entire time. I don't mean to take away from the rest of the series. There were some standout episodes, some really good episodes with some really funny characters, some interesting premises and plot lines, but I feel like it was all leading up to this. And I feel that from the show, from the animation, and I'm not saying the animation will be the same for the rest of the series, but like
but it's like, is it going to be this way for the rest of the series? Like, it would be kind of it would be different. Well, it was a different vibe for sure.
It was a different vibe, and I really felt like it was just different. Like, not just the animation, like, yeah, obviously,
but the dialogue too.
But the dialogue, even like, there was more of a depth to the relationship between Jean and Mugen that I felt like, and that I think came from dialogue. There were a lot more like dramatic moments. There were a lot more like quieter moments.
Definitely quieter.
Mugen in that room and him just kind of like sitting there for a second, feeling the things that he was feeling, and then like knocking the shit over, whatever.
Definitely, it's like. It was not the meme that's going around, but it was holding space.
Oh shit! Yeah.
They were holding space in those moments. But you felt that, and it made me feel like, oh, this is actually being taken seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of things in the show that aren't taken seriously, and that's like not necessarily a bad thing in a lot of moments, because some moments, like, oh, it has that like charm of like turning a moment like funny, but in this, I think it needed to feel like that. It needed to feel that, because it's like they didn't want to fight her and she didn't want to fight them, so that's why it's a lose-lose situation. And the whole point of like Jean going with her is because like her son, but he knew that was all bullshit.
But that's what I mean. Even in the first episode, the way that she not pitted them against each other, but like brought the question up to Fu and like made Fu decide and made Fu choose. And then even Fu's realization in this episode about like, oh shit, like it was her asking me about Nagasaki that made her come back and have to continue or like, yeah, have to continue to fight us. And so I don't know. I just feel everything on a, like, it's just a lot. All of a sudden it's a lot deeper. And there have been some pretty deep and powerful episodes.
But it felt different.
But again, this feels really different. This feels really different in a great way. And I don't.
But that's why we've talked about consistency issues with this show before, and I feel like it's going. It's like Dexter. It's going to happen again.
Yeah,
it's going to happen tonight. With the next episode just being completely.
And that might be the case, but we're in the end game now, and I feel like they don't really have that time anymore. I feel like the show knows how it wants to end. And I'm sure there were a lot of funny ideas that they wanted to include throughout. But now it's like, okay, it's time to really like get to work, I guess. And that's the thing for me. Have I enjoyed this show? Yeah. Have I enjoyed every single episode? Not as much as others, but I really do feel like when it wanted to be funny, it was so funny. When it wanted to be, have some depth to its characters, or even some of the themes or just like topics of the episode, when it wanted to do those well, it did. But it also, like, there were a couple like misses, and I feel like it kind of like fumbled its way through most of the middle of the show with like really strong hits, like here and there and here and there.
Some of the episodes felt like filler.
Some of the episodes felt like filler, and some of
that's
the jokes,
what I wasn't.
And some of the moments felt like they were
that's
at the cost of consistency of character, which is what we've talked a lot about.
Yeah, and it's just also like, you know, we could like the one I want to compare it to, which we have before, which is like I think kind of a valid comparison. There's a lot of differences between the two shows, but they are similar because they are episodic. And they do have an ongoing theme or like ongoing story point. It's like Spike and Julia. It's like here with Fu and the samurai. Like there is a through line, and we're getting through that through line. But between episodes, it's their daily lives, how they're getting there, how they are doing what they're doing. Like I think with Bebop, it was a little bit different because we had those like kind of zany, goofy episodes, but maybe only a handful. Whereas this, I felt like there was a lot more of that. And it did feel like this feels more of a slice of life to me than like Bebop does.
Oh, absolutely.
Which like I'm a fan of, but it again, like I feel like some of the episodes kind of repeated the same type of themes and the same type of like feeling.
And really for me, the difference, the big difference between Bebop and Champloo, again, I know they're different shows. And I know they're not trying to be Bebop. I know that when they're trying to be funny and goofy, like that's what they're trying to do. And a lot of the times they did it well. The difference between the two is when they were trying to do other things or be deep, it never felt as deep or profound as Bebop did. It always felt kind of like shallow. Not in every, like there was the moment with Jean and the woman who was forced to work at the brothel, like incredibly powerful episode. And they were scattered throughout, but I feel like there were other times when they were trying to have another kind of episode like that. Well,
that's what I wished about, like the son, the son who was like stealing.
That was
and
a
doing
great
things
example.
For his
That's
mom.
a great example of one that never went deeper.
I wish it did. I mean, I got kind of that feeling when like Fu went to go talk to his mom and like she couldn't say anything, like because that was like, you know, deep. But I just feel like I wish that episode went a little deeper. I mean, it's just like time. Like I think like the biggest thing for me with this type of series is like, I think it could have been better if it was like 12 episodes.
No, I 100% agree. Like it's and I also agree with the point that you made about it feeling more slice of life. Like it just does feel more slice of life. It's doing a lot of things, and again, like I want to be so clear, like it's doing a lot of things really well, but I feel like it's just not consistent at all, and that's really what it is. Like I don't mean to say that like, you know, it's never able to find its footing as a series. Like it does. But like you joked about, like you said, like, oh, we'll have such a great episode like this, and then the next episode will be kind of a miss. And that includes episodes that I feel like also didn't need to be two-parters.
Yeah, and I think that it has something to do with like, I know we'll maybe get like a comparison or like a someone explaining it, because like when this show was airing, I don't think it was meant to be watched back to back to back to back to back. Because if it is episodic, it's like you wait a whole week to watch this show, and it doesn't feel as drastic as going like 1 and 2, you know, or binging the whole series. And there are series where you can pick out certain episodes that you like, and with this, it's like you can do that easier because it is episodic. And you can be like, oh, I like this one, and then when you rewatch it, you can just watch those ones. It's kind of like filler, and I don't want to like disrespect the series and be like, this episode's filler, but it's just, again, like our personal opinions. But then we get like an episode like this, like the 1 and 2, and even though like, again, the artistic direction with this one was way different than the first one, the first episode of this 2-part, it stuck the landing, and I think it made the 2 better.
Yeah.
For it.
I mean, I even look back to the episode that we just watched recently about the brothers and the tagging, and they were goofy, over the top characters, and the guy teaching Mugen how to read was a goofy, over the top character, and like for the most part, it was a loud, like crazy episode, but it was so good because the characters had character, and there was a really cool theme about the youth expressing themselves in their own way. remembering their, their lineage, their elders, their past, and like acknowledging it and expressing it in their own way. It was, and to me, like it's not to say that like just because they're doing different things that's what makes it feel like they're not hitting the mark that they are capable of hitting. It really is at times like it's inconsistency of character, it's like inconsistency of quality, and it's also like sometimes like not it doesn't seem like it really cares to go any deeper with some of its characters or themes, and that is what lends those things to feel like filler. But again, there's been a lot of good, and this is a great example of that as being like one of the best. This was a phenomenal two-parter. It really was, and I like that they kept a lot of things, and we'll see how it progresses. But I do feel like this is from this two-parter on, things are going to be like continue to be connected. I really feel like, because we still don't know I feel like those masked men who are working for the government are still going to be a factor that they're going to have to deal with, and the government now is something they're going to have to deal with. So I feel like this is where things are going to get turned up a notch, and I'm excited. And that's going to do it for our discussion of episode, what was that, 21, I believe. Now we move on to our reaction of episode 22, Cosmic Collisions. The War Horns.
That's space.
The stars
Fuck.
that glittered in the night sky were a vital set of guideposts used by travelers everywhere. Whenever meteors or comets would fall from the skies without warning, they were feared as sinister omens. It was believed that if someone actually saw a star while it was falling, terrible luck lay in store for them. This belief lasted for many centuries. It was not until the beginning of the Edo period that the shogunate appointed the first official astronomer. Of course, at this time, the world was still thought to be flat.
Whoa.
Alien episode?
A samurai from space?
Whoa, is that Mugen? What the
Oh, hell no. Okay, I'm here.
That's terrifying.
Look,
Oh,
a
fuck.
shooting star. I wish that very soon we find a samurai who smells of sunflowers, and that all of us make it to Nagasaki safely, and that we come across a whole lot of food so we can totally stuff ourselves.
Isn't that a...
It's a Matsutake mushroom, isn't it?
Huh?
Jeez, don't you know anything? Some people call them jewels of the mountains. You can get a whole lot of money for them. What are you doing? Come on, spit it out!
Mushrooms spread themselves through spores, so if you come across one, you should be able to find...
Oh, they're gonna be tripping or what?
Yeah, that's what's gonna lead them to believe they're encountering aliens.
I'm afraid I have
Whoa!
heartburn.
That's from eating mushrooms?
I'm afraid I have heartburn.
They ate every last one of them. Oh, I almost forgot.
Huh?
I read something in the horoscope section of the newspaper. It said I should be especially wary of mushrooms today.
Huh?
You couldn't have told us that before we ate them?
Yeah, they're tripping balls right now.
Dead.
Or are they?
Are they chipping? Are they actually gonna be an alien?
That's what I liked about that JoJo character. Like, you never knew if he really was an alien or just saying he was.
Jean. Mugen, your hands are cold. What's wrong with you guys? They're like icicles.
Oh,
What the
hell no.
fuck?
Oh, whoa. Hey, whoa. Oh, what the? Yeah, see, they're unless they really are encountering aliens, you know? I'm here. I'm here for the ride.
What is this place?
How did he get his
As if they're
arm
trying to
chopped off?
excavate something.
Sorry about that.
Be careful next time.
There were men on top of horses, and horses on top of men, piled one atop the other. The valley was laid open before the men. Its depth was great and wide. Corpses stacked up to build a mountain of death. and it gushed rivers of dead men's blood. The
Chill,
Tale
chill,
of
bro,
Heike,
chill.
Volume 7, Descent into Kurikara. How is it that wayward
Why does he sound like that?
He's an alien.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Focus, my good visitor. Move your eyes to this area. Were you aware that these holes represent the moon and the stars? Now, were you also aware that the sound that rings out from the Biwa is the sound of the stars themselves?
Great, another freak. Who the hell are you?
Why, yes, of course. How very rude of me. But travelers, please don't forget that you are the ones who are guests here. Correct me if I'm wrong, dear visitors, but doesn't it come off as just a little bit presumptuous that you assume the three of you can just wander in here and demand to know what my name is? Perhaps I'm being overly sensitive. I would hate for someone that I hardly know to think ill of me for any reason. You may address me as Shige. Heike blood flows in my veins. I have taken it upon myself to excavate the Heike's buried treasure hidden long ago in this very spot. Just read this. Take a look. This genealogy proves that I am a descendant of the Heike clan. I have every right to claim this buried treasure for myself. It is rather common knowledge that the Heike treasure is buried here in the land of Kyushu. Its precise location is indicated right here.
This guy gives me the willies. Come on.
How typical. Your generation only sees people from one perspective. You've made up your mind and have chosen to deny anything that suggests you might be wrong. Perhaps you would care to assist us. We happen to be short-handed.
Depends on the pay.
I promise you 10% of the treasure once it is found.
This is not real. None of this is real.
Right.
No way!
Please allow these two to show you the way.
I don't know what you guys think, but that Shige is fishy.
Well, at least while we're staying here, we're saving ourselves the cost of food and lodging.
I say if we find that treasure first, we just grab it and run. Hey, can't we get some grub around here?
Well...
You guys do have food, right?
We got this. Hey!
Hold on, share, will ya? What is this?
It's wasabi.
This is Penta, a self-professed psychic.
Fuck.
It was he who divined the location of the buried treasure. Explosives were then planted in the bedrock that had long ago buried the bounty beneath it.
What does that bastard think I am, a freaking mule?
How did that heal?
Because they're not human.
Then no one's questioning that?
Something strange is going on.
They're tripping.
Thank you, Fu.
Sworn that guy's arm was cut off before.
It was Fu.
I don't know how maybe she, I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
We didn't see her eat mushrooms, but maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe this is all in
Dowsing rod.
in just one of their heads, or maybe it's shared hallucination. I don't fucking know.
You're gonna be like, we've been here for months.
I mean, yeah, the flowers dying.
How many days have we been here now?
Feels like just a few days, but it could be several months.
The truth is, you lose all track of time when you start working down here.
You really gotta admit the people here are a little bit strange. I mean, how can anyone exist on nothing but wasabi?
It is odd, but I recall wasabi having certain preservative elements to it.
Are they rotting?
Yeah, they're dead bodies. Which is like a cool premise.
What do you think? Is this not the most perfect place to forget the troubles of the world outside?
All right, come clean. Who are you people?
Such a philosophical question for someone of your age to ask. I can only hope that someday I'll be able to find the answer to that question.
Sorry, sir, but we're running out of manpower.
Well, I must go summon some reinforcements. Excuse me.
He's bringing people back from the dead or something?
I have a heartburn again.
Wait a sec. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe those weren't Matsutake mushrooms that they ate after all. Something's not right. Are you guys also...
Dead.
What's her problem?
You know, something has been bothering me.
Huh?
Did that Heike family tree seem suspicious to you?
Not really. If you want to take a look at it, it's in here.
Why don't we take a look at it then?
Yeah, this is like people died in an asteroid. These are all graves. And he's raising them from the dead using those mushrooms. What?
This mushroom, like a fungi, he was talking about. They were talking about they spread out their spores, you know.
And he's probably been dead for a long time, maybe.
Yeah.
choice.
But is it real? Is it one of those things that's going to be left ambiguous? Does it matter? I mean, I would watch a whole show about this.
Oh.
Ew.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pull your arm out. I'm sorry.
The come down is crazy right now.
Too bad. Sorry you discovered our secret. But now that you have, I'm afraid I have no choice but to kill you too.
So that's how it's gonna be, huh? Wish you would have said something earlier, because I got no problem taking all you ugly dudes on.
Okay.
Come on, you done already? What the?
Zombie.
I did not expect
samurai.
a zombie episode.
And it's very Last of Us too, with the mushrooms and the fungi, and that's really it. But
What the hell's up with these dudes?
These
Oi.
men are already dead, which would make killing them impossible. Once they kill you, I'll bring you back to life as well. It sure was a close call, wasn't it? My head was hanging by a mere flap of skin. Can't be. Don't resist.
Don't you see? You think you've been digging here 5 years, but it's really 500! You guys are so screwed up you don't even realize you died hundreds of years ago!
How dare you come here and start babbling this nonsense to me?
Just a minute. You should probably see this. Look at the family line here.
The two names aren't connected.
You guys are totally unrelated.
I'm afraid you're not a descendant of the Heike after all.
Liar! They aren't connected at all. How can this be? After everything I've been through, all of it was for nothing. This can't be happening.
And I would have gotten away with it too.
yeah, maybe
If it weren't for you kids.
Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking? Just because I'm not related doesn't mean we can't keep digging for treasure. We shouldn't get too hung up on bloodlines. We don't have a drop of blood in our bodies anyway. Why don't we just continue on like we have? Let bygones be bygones. Forgive and forget. You don't want to do that, huh? You sure? That's all.
You sure you don't want to do that? Oh.
Okay.
Look! It's a mushroom!
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I I was wrong. I was wrong. Apparently, there's still time to fuck around. We're not done yet. I do feel like watching that episode felt like there was a parasite inside my head, making me go crazy. You know,
I have no words.
I really don't.
I
really
no
don't.
words
I really don't either.
Because
that's someone's favorite episode.
It would have been a cool episode if it didn't come after a really good episode. That's the point. That's what we were talking about earlier.
And honestly, if you really want to get into it, I feel like I was gonna joke and say that, like, you know, sometimes when they order 26 episodes, sometimes you gotta figure the rest out. And you only got 10, you gotta make up 16. But no. I'm just being silly.
Oh no.
I'm just being silly.
No.
Even in an episode like this, like you said, it could have maybe worked if it would have been in a different spot. If some things would have been tweaked or changed here or there. It does remind me and feel reminiscent of the Cowboy Bebop episode that was inspired by Alien, with the thing in the fridge that was kind of in the vents taking people out. That was clearly an homage to something. This feels like it's an homage to a certain maybe genre. Zombie, alien, parasites from space. It's cool. I think it was way cooler and better executed in Cowboy Bebop by a lot. this just felt like, and you said filler, and I don't think we've seen a more filler episode in the whole series. It was kind of nonsense. The guy was just kind of yapping, and sure, maybe I'm missing things, and maybe there is some sort of depth and something here that I'm not getting because of some of the things that they were saying about the periods in time and the historical figures and the blood. I don't know, but at least on the surface, watching it.
I mean, it was just what it was. It was just meant to be silly.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And you know what? Like, did I enjoy that episode? Not really, but like you said,
it's just I think we like.
You're so right, Megan. You're absolutely right. I really do just want everybody who's watching and listening to know that like I'm not here to like take anything away or just like blindly shit on something. Because context is important, and the context of when this came out is, I think, extremely important. Like you said, Megan, this was probably when, not probably, like it definitely was airing when, before streaming and things like all of that. So like people were catching episodes whenever they could catch episodes. And that's kind of how it was designed to be viewed, or the audience that it was expected to be like,
right.
Shown to.
I saw someone online just now talk about like the comparisons between like the mushroom episode in Bebop and also the like Pierrot the clown, the assassin guy.
Yeah.
Like those episodes came out of nowhere. But I think the difference between those episodes and this episode is that there was some type of like tie.
Yes.
Because again, like Fu and Mugen and Jean's goal, I guess, in some episodes is like to get money, to get paid, to get fed, and to continue on.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where they were going with those mushrooms. But it just feels like, dang, like you're almost there. It's almost there. Like just explain one more thing to me, or two more things, and make them connect, and then I would care so much more about like the result. But then it was just like a thing where it just blew up, and like it literally blew up. Yeah. They all blew up from an asteroid. Like what?
Yeah.
It's just like the ending didn't.
Again,
it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. Let me continue.
Go on.
It's just frustrating because in those episodes there were things that tied together, I guess, and did have like a beginning, middle, and end, and it maybe would have been more. Because again, like the mushroom trip, like none of it was real. I would have been happy with that ending, more so than this one.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of the same thing, though, to me in my mind.
No, they're not at all.
I mean, because we know that they didn't all get fucking taken out by a comet. I mean, we know that didn't happen. So it's
but Fu didn't have any of the mushrooms.
I know, and that never got explained.
But it was starting to. She was like, wait, you guys ate the mushrooms, I didn't, so you guys already dead? They were eating the wasabi like they were.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
there was like, it was
crazy.
so many times where I was like, are they gonna, Fu was like, wait, that guy's arm, wait, that's odd. And then she saw these people getting raised from the dead, and then it was like, oh wait, the guy who said he was like, given this, or deserves this treasure is not related at all. And he's asking the zombies like, do you guys want to still dig? You don't want to do that? You guys don't want to? Oh, like,
yeah.
Oh, a mushroom cloud.
Crazy. That was crazy. He's like, what? Really? Nobody? We're not doing this? What?
I'm sorry. That might have been, the crazy, the worst episode. Again, a lot of people online are agreeing. Like, they're saying, like, yeah, I just skipped this one. Like, we were saying, like, nonsensical, like, comparing it to the Perot thing. There was, like, glimpses, like, of even that like cat that we saw. You're like, oh, that's where that ties in, because we saw that cat before and we kind of saw glimpses of something connected to an episode that we and it was
like when they were tripping in the in the mushroom episode, they were tripping about things that were significant to their character. I think that was before, and I could be wrong, I could be misremembering, but I believe we saw Faye saw like fish, like a bunch of fish from when she was like staring down a toilet, if I'm not mistaken, and anyway, I think that did tie and connect to like her feeling like a fish out of water. Like this was like, because she was like living in a time that she was living out of time, in a time that she wasn't ever supposed to be in. So like this is something that like at the time we were like, whoa, what, like why is she seeing this? But it ended up being very significant to her character. Spike was climbing up a
but
set
that's
of
what
stairs.
that's what I mean. This is not that.
This is not that.
This is not. It doesn't have to be deep. Like we don't have to like dissect it. This was just what it is. Like
No, yeah.
in a lot of, I'm like, it is what it is. It's Samurai. Like you don't need to. It's just a fun thing that the creator wanted to put in the series.
I genuinely, I'm not trying to be like mean, but I do think that they got a 26 episode order and they're like, okay, well, we have like, even if they're like, okay, well, we have 25 awesome ideas and 25 things that we really want to, you know, put in an episode or make an episode about, but we're just one idea short. What do we got, guys?
No,
and then they all just kind of go around the table and they pitch this. And maybe it's one of those things that sounds better when they pitch it in the room and they get really excited about it.
But that's what this is. That's what this story is, like an accumulation of like ideas about stories.
Right.
But it's not like you can only do so much in an episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, it's just not, because again, like this, it's just supposed to be fun, I guess.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's supposed to be silly, it's supposed to be goofy.
But the momentum, like...
Yes, that's like...
It was like, bro, like, that was so good, that episode was so good, and then it's just like back down, like, it's like, doon, 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 doon. And I don't know if that's meant to be happening, to like keep you on your toes, so that the series is like not like other series. Like, it's not like other series. Like, it's gonna keep you like, whoa, what's going on? Like, what's happening? Like, it's nothing, and it's everything all at once. Like, that's the feeling I get with this series. Like, it's just the consistency between episodes that is kind of jarring. And I think watching it back to back to back to back to back is just not the way to consume it. It just depends on personal preference.
Yeah.
Like,
and again, I really do think that I'm trying to have fun, you know, talking about it, and I'm not trying to just like, you know, be mean about it, but because I have so much respect for the animators and people who've worked on this show, but I do think it does seem like something that maybe they all did think was going to be funny and all talk about and think was going to be like cooler and just better, and then once they got to a certain point, it just like maybe wasn't what they thought it was going to be, or maybe it was. Either way, it just didn't like really resonate with me. I think what you're saying, more importantly though, is about the momentum, and a counter to the argument that I made earlier about like, and what you were saying about people viewing this episodically on TV, missing episodes in between, catching it whenever they can catch it. I think the counter argument to that is like DVD still existed, like Blu-ray still existed, like maybe not Blu-ray, but like DVD still existed, or some form.
Yeah, I don't want to put it all on that, but
and so you
it is just an episodic series. It's just it's just all over.
Yeah, but you would think that like there would be people who would want to watch it as a whole from start to finish. And so why would you want to like, you know, bring the momentum to a screeching halt?
Because it's not, I don't think that that's how people view it. Like, I don't like...
No,
because it has been that the whole time.
It has been.
It's been boom, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and like back and forth and like different themes, and it's just the nature of the show.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even think, like you said, like maybe the last 4 episodes will be consistent, like going to go see the Samurai, but I just think it's going to be the last episode.
Yeah, I think you're honestly after this, every point I made, I don't. Whoa,
relax.
Whoa, I don't believe in. I was trying to do it again. I can't do it twice. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen. Until
I keep having expectations. I don't want to have any more expectations.
Same.
And it's just like, haha, got you again.
Yeah, you fucking thought. You fucking thought.
I mean, I was entertained. I will say that. I was
genuinely, and I'm not even, again, I'm just being honest. I genuinely was not entertained. And I'm sorry if that comes across mean, but like, I just want to be honest. I think that this show is awesome, and I think it has some really fucking cool episodes. But like, I was not entertained.
You were mad.
I wasn't mad. I mean, you know, but I didn't think I didn't think it was particularly funny.
It's okay. A lot of people share that same sentiment.
Samurai can be so funny and like has made me laugh harder than so many other series have.
This made me laugh out of like unbelievability of like
Same.
it's absurdity, it's absurd comedy, it's absurdity comedy. Like that is what we're seeing in this episode.
Maybe.
But anyway,
thank
you guys for going on that journey with us. Again.
I bounced around a lot in that conversation because I am trying to be respectful, and I really do want to be respectful of people who like enjoy the series, and I never want to seem like somebody who's just like ragging on something to rag on it.
But you're entitled to your own opinion. This is our first time watching this series ever. We've never had anything spoiled for us. We never had anyone hint at anything. So like this is all of our first off the dome fucking reactions. We watch this once, talk about it, and that's how we do it on this channel. So people that have sat with this episode and the whole series for years on end, that you're going to have a different opinion than us, and that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Even watching it at a certain age to an adult, things change. But I
do think too. Like, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say if we were like vegging out watching this, and we weren't having like super in-depth conversations or like doing our best to have super in-depth conversations between episodes, like maybe our expectations wouldn't be like where they're at.
I think our expectations are where they're at because we are used to watching series that have things to deeper look into,
or just to
that's not that I'm like, again, not trying to be fucked up, but this series is one of the first in our reaction handbook or what like playlist.
I would say
or like
in the series of reactions that we've done in our reaction catalog.
This is the most different than anything that we've done, because it doesn't need to do. It's not that deep.
Yeah. It's not that deep.
It's Samurai Champloo on a t-shirt. It's not that deep. Like,
it's not that deep.
It is cool. Music's cool. Themes in some of the episodes are really cool.
Like, it does
well done.
It does have some things to say in some episodes.
And a lot of it, not a lot of it, but, historically, things to do with like Japan. I know this in the beginning that it's not like a one for one, but there are a lot of themes that we don't sometimes even understand because we're not Japanese. But that all to say, like, it's still entertaining, and there's still episodes that really, really shine. But at the end of the day, like an episode like that, I'm sure if we knew a lot more about like the different periods and Japanese culture and history, we might be able to put together some more themes that they were trying to go for with like the lineage and the treasure and all that stuff. Like, is that real? Is that not? We don't know.
It might have been based on like a story that we just aren't familiar with.
Exactly. And it's like someone seeing this and be like, oh, that's definitely a tie to that.
Yeah, who's like either from Japan or like very knowledgeable of Japanese history and culture can go like, oh, well, they're parodying this like ancient folk tale about this and that.
I can see that.
Cool. I can
see that. So I'm not like trying to, it's not about that. But I'm just saying that like this is our first time watching, this is first opinions. And we are entitled to share what we think about it and our experience from this series so far in these last couple episodes. And I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, no,
I'm just rambling on at this point.
No, I really want to just like echo what you were saying, Megan. I think that's probably like true, or I can see that being true. This is potentially like a reimagining or a retelling, or maybe I'm just that we're removed, and that could be another factor on top of many other factors or reasons why like we didn't really connect with this episode. But
I meant in general. I was talking about like in general too.
Oh, and in general, sure, there are some
throughout the whole a lot of episodes have to do with things that we're not necessarily familiar with in like Japanese history and culture.
I mean, I that's one thing I actually do like about the show. I like that it's a reimagining and it's like not historically accurate, but it does reference historical things and things that actually did happen, but like in its own kind of like crazy, way. It's one of the things I do like about the show. What I was saying is like I just really want to be respectful of people who really do enjoy this series, but I also want to be honest at the same time. And so hopefully we've been able to walk that line in a way that's like not. And we want to have fun while we talk about things, and hopefully we've been able to do it in a way that like
Right.
is
You keep hitting the mic.
Sorry. That's not
Yes.
over the top or
Yes.
not too much. But anyway, that's going to do it for our reaction and discussion of episode 21 and 22 of Samurai Champloo. I believe we only have 4 episodes left before the very end of the series. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please leave your comments, your thoughts, especially on, both of these episodes, really a great 2-parter, the conclusion of a great 2-parter, and then a really wacky out there episode. Let us know your thoughts about the episodes, our discussion. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed yet. And if you are, liking also matters, and it does help, and we greatly appreciate that. If you'd like to see the full uncut, unedited, uncensored versions of these reactions and all of our previous reactions, you can become a Patreon member. Click join somewhere next to the subscribe button on this video to become a YouTube member. And we are episodes ahead for our members as well. So if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a possibility that the finale might already be up for Patreon.
That's true.
Members. So yeah, consider checking it out. You can even check it out for free if you'd like. And speaking of members, it's time for us to shout out and thank members of our V1P tier. So thank you to everyone, no matter how you show your support, but a very special thank you to
Jonathan R. Quattro,
Wombo, and David Ramirez. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. No matter how you show support, we appreciate you. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate everyone.
Love you.
The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes, which today, Megan, is...
I don't know. Mushroom.
Mushroom madness. Until next time, mushroom. Don't eat mushrooms. Until next time, don't eat mushrooms.
Let's just say don't eat mushrooms.
Okay. I agree it's not good.
It's not good, but hey.
But hey, sometimes you just have to do something.
It's true.
Very on theme. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, for hanging out with us. And until next time, don't
eat mushrooms.
Or else you'll trip.
I'll trip.
You'll trip out about some aliens, doing some shit. Maybe you won't. But maybe actually that sounds cool. Maybe now I do want to do mushrooms.
Don't. Don't.
No, I have.
Don't.
I'm pulling it out of my pocket. I'm about to eat it right now.